Hello and welcome. And my apologies for some issues that we've been having with Video Ninja, but we are now broadcasting live today. Hi, Alvin. See you decided to join the live stream. Bob Andrews, who's going to be participating. We're going to go through the agenda and we're going to be talking a little bit about the DXA release that just came out. And I don't know, Alvin, if you want to make a couple comments on that or make a couple comments on the hackathon that we've got going.
Yeah, we're working on some interesting projects. We'll share a bit more between Peter, Kier, and myself and team.
Okay.
We have some visual scripting idea that we're working on.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
that sounds great. So let me go ahead and. So apologies, we've got to redub some of the audio on here. So I just wanted to let you know that DXA 2.3 has been released. We have both a Java and a .NET version available. We've also updated to the .NET Framework 4.8, and we've also made functional improvements, and we've included an out-of-the-box search module. And in case you missed it, the Tridion site's roadmap webinar was soon going to be available. You just go to tridion.com and then you go to events to find it. We also just are working on the internal innovation hackathon. And if anybody is interested in doing an external hackathon, so with partners and customers, please do let us know. And in the coming months, we're going to be sharing some solutions from the teams. We've also got Rob Andrews from AAAtraq, who's going to be joining us in a moment. And then we also have some AWS innovation events that we're going to talk about. It is okay now. And it is okay. Okay, so now I'm broadcasting. So I don't know where did I cut off over there in the live.
We're talking about our innovation internal event.
Excellent.
This is might be familiar to people as a hackathon.
Yep.
And there's no promises on what features or functionality will get into the product, but it is a nice chance to take a break from the R&D side from delivering software sprint after sprint after sprint. Now we get to play a little bit. And out of the participants, I'm encouraging everybody to share and blog and share what they're learning and seeing with the product. Some ideas are a time machine of seeing different versions of a page being published on your staging site. That's one idea. Really exciting stuff with Philip and team there. And then the one I mentioned earlier was visual scripting, right, where you can use something like REAT or Rednode to interact with the content manager. So it's low code or no code.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been times where I was forced to learn the core service as even though I'm not a developer. And it'd be nice to just get information out of the system. And there's a couple others. So for everyone that presents, I'm going to ask them, are they going to share on the broader community and see where this goes.
Well, and I'm planning to use that as material for the live stream as well. So, I think we'll have over, the next couple of months, we'll be bringing teams on just to talk about their project and how it can be applied, etc., and what some of the steps are. So I'm very excited about this. And I also, for all of you who are on the YouTube live stream, feel free to add in any comments about, your thoughts on an external hackathon, because one of the ideas is, hey, if this is really great for the internal folks, let's see if we can do something for the external folks as well, where we could have partners. And there's some I've spoken to some developers at customers, and they've told me that, hey, we'd like to participate in one of those things too. So if you're interested, let us know, either contact us or put it into the comments. Now let me move ahead. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda. In just a moment, we're going to have Rob Andrews from AAAtraq joining us, and we're going to be talking about the Accessibility Content Manager. We're going to be having a joint webinar more in depth on the 21st of March from 3 to 4 p.m. GMT. We're going to be talking about their product, AAAtraq, and all the things that can be done to help site visitors
content authors, and then also managers of websites analyze their web properties and take advantage of some new accessibility features that AAAtraq has built in.
Hi, Greg. Good to be here. Am I on? I'm not sure.
You are on, believe it or
Oh,
not.
great.
You know,
Good.
and it's very funny. So behind the scenes, we're using three pieces of software to get this all going, and one of the pieces said, "Hey, your latest Chrome update is going to cause you some issues." But Rob, you are on stream. I can see you, and welcome.
Well, fantastic to be here. Eventually, if you, this is I guess, when you go live stream, you have all these things to deal with, but it's
Yeah.
great to be here, Greg. So,
Well, it's living on the edge. So I want to ask you, Rob. So, when I talk about accessibility to some of our customers and talk about the importance of managing content, and not just managing the content, but also managing how that content is delivered to different endpoints and different web properties, etc. I always talk about it in the context of two carrots and a stick. So, the
love it.
one carrot, the reason why you should be doing accessibility is to serve your customers who genuinely might have some disabilities and to serve them better. The second carrot, it ties into, I would say, like your brand, and that is to be a good digital citizen. That is to say, to be like open and accessible to the broader community. And then the stick is something that is important, I think, because there's new legislation that's coming out where there's going to be many more requirements around providing accessible websites. And I know in the United States, I think we've surpassed 10 lawsuits per day for accessibility. So, and a lot of our customers are large customers, etc. So because of that, I think I think there's an increased demand for, okay, how do we like manage all of our different web properties and make them more accessible? And Rob, I don't know if you want to make a couple comments on that.
Yeah, I mean, look, listen, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the legislation in the US, you are very litigious over there, obviously, and there are a lot of lawsuits. But as you rightly point out, I think there's a number of real positive reasons for doing that. There's a lot around people talking about their DE and I commitments. So, I think to be true to those, and I'm really pleased actually, because this is, I think, now is putting this in the box, the awareness, if you like, of the need to do this for very positive things rather than the negative, which is the stick you talk
Right.
about with the lawsuits, which I guess is there and encourages people to do that. Look, I mean, what's happened, the explosion of websites and content over recent years has obviously made it more difficult when you're looking at any of the issues around governance. Okay, so whether that be brand or privacy or accessibility, there really has been this explosion. I mean, accelerated by COVID, not caused by COVID, etc. So that really kind of presents real challenges to us. And what we see is in the governance processes potentially maybe seen to slowing it down, the whole process of getting content out there. So that's obviously a bit of a challenge for organizations because, speed, governance, we know they're really important, right? But
Yep.
we need to tackle those. So, I mean, we're going to delve into that in particular in the webinar that we've got coming up on the 21st of March and looking at ways that we can embed governance, as you said, and speed up that kind of things that we can do to speed up that process. And so that's going to be really important.
Yeah.
So that's one thing probably on the process side. Then we're going to have a look at, more and more people, the digital's everywhere, right? The web is everywhere. And more people are having digital kind of added to their jobs. Even if it's just an add-on, I might publish content, in my job once a month or twice a month or whatever it may be. And how do I know how to publish that accessible content, for example? How do I need to do that? I mean, training support's really important, okay? But how do you do that when more and more people across the organization are getting involved in this thing? So we're going to look at some of those challenges as well and we're going to really dig into that on the webinar, which I think will be fun and exciting to look at how we can improve that, make it make the how to publish content, accessible content, how we can just get that to everyone so that everyone can do it. That's one thing we're doing. And obviously we're going to talk about technology and automation because they've always had a key part to play in this, but we all know that everything's evolving all the time. And I'm going to use the word AI, which, I know it's the big buzzword, but clearly I think AI has a real big part to play, and we're
Yeah.
going to really be delving into that a lot more as well.
Yeah, and absolutely. And so I think the idea about harnessing AI in the context of accessibility is going to be big. I mean, just in general, like harnessing AI in the context of content, etc., is also a
Yes.
big topic that and a big theme for us in 2024. So what's nice in terms of getting started, we're going to be putting together some packages, and there's a variety of ways that you can get started really quickly with AAAtraq, and that's one of the really appealing things, is that this isn't going to be something that's big and disruptive, require mega project, etc. It's going to be something where you're going to be able to get up and go quite quickly. We're going to have more details on that on the 21st of March. Don't forget, go to Tridion.com and go on to the events to sign up for the webinar. So Rob, we'll be seeing you on the 21st. Thank you so much for joining the
Yeah,
live
looking
stream.
forward to it.
All
Thank you for
right.
having me,
Thank
Greg.
you.
Thanks,
All right.
Sue. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
And now I'd like to just make a quick announcement about the AWS and RWS Innovation Days. So we have 2 days. The first is going to be March 28th in San Francisco, and the second one is going to be April 22nd in Austin, Texas. So if you're available for any of those 2 days, please do contact your account executive. It's by invite only, but they're really, really great sessions. We had a session in the fall in London, and we're looking to do the same in San Francisco and Austin, Texas. And now I'd like to offer my congratulations to both ABN AMRO and Kaiser Kompressoren. So those are the 2 customers who have just recently upgraded to Tridion Sites 10. And we're trying to encourage all of our customers to move up to Tridion Sites 10. It's a fantastic platform. It's something that will set you guys up for success for the long term. It's also a long-term release, so you'll be able to stay on that platform for quite some time. And the extensibility framework that we introduced will allow you to really extend the product and make it more compelling for all your authors and your editors. And with that, let's wrap up for this month's live stream, and we'll talk to everybody next month. Thanks.